meantime, the increase in the price of fuel has had a knock-on effect in several aspects of the lives of Nigerians, including in the price of transportation. This has led to the search for several cheaper alternatives, including gas and electrical powered vehicles, and the digitization of transportation. We're now joined by Kingsley, who is a technology expert and the CEO and co-founder of a ride-hailing company, Niraxi. Kingsley, thank you for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's talk about how tech mobility, supports in cushioning the challenges that Nigerians face right now. In what way does your service come in?
Okay, thank you for having me. Ride share, ride hailing is the digital distribution of mobility as a service through mobile apps, through contactless payment, and it helps in making sure that a car is well utilized. You drive, you get to work, your car is parked almost 90% of the time.
Right.
But what technology does, it helps in scaling that service to more people, thereby making the car more efficient.
Okay, so now that I'm at work and my car has been parked for almost 8 hours, now you're saying that I can actually put it to good use?
Yeah, of course you can put it to good
with the deployment of
our technology. So
Right.
Niraxi will help you to make sure that your physical asset is well utilized. And we also have technology-powered bus services, mass transit that moves people en masse, because one bus can actually take 70 passengers, and one car just takes 3 to 4 individuals. So it helps in decongesting the city. Also, it gives the citizens an outlet for them to have affordable transportation from point A to point B. If you go to advanced society, you can see how their society works. You can actually have a ride to your office, a ride to your workplace, a ride to your house in affordable public transit system. So here in Nigeria, we think public transit system is for the poor, but actually it is something that, if it is well utilized, if it is well organized, it can solve the issue of subsidy. We see it work in Lagos and other advanced economies.
Amazing. Now, at such a time as this, a lot rests on the shoulders of the government. What are your suggestions? What do you think the government should do or can do at such a time as this to support the people when it comes to the transport system?
Yeah. They say fortune is made during crisis.
Right.
During the Second World War, that's when most global companies that you hear about took off. The likes of Ford Motors, they made the cars that the U.S. Army used. Boeing was delivering parcel to the army battalions, around Europe. So, bringing it down to Nigeria, you see that we have the issue of subsidy here. Spike in transportation costs. Look at statistics. After food, Nigerians spend the bulk of their money just to move from point A to point B. So if you take public transportation very serious and you make sure you digitize it, that is where our company comes in. Giving public transit agencies, state government, federal government access to tools that can make public transportation, sustainable. It is not meant to be profitable. If you go to London, yes, it is not meant, because it's a public good.
Yes,
you came through a nice road, you didn't pay for that road. You expect to have access to this service. So, for example, the London bus service, what they do is, it will cost a company £10. It will cost Niraxi 10,000 naira every day to be profitable. But we can only generate 7,000 naira by charging the current price, even before the subsidy. So government can come in to show up that difference, which is just 3,000. What it does for the government is, it helps the government to carefully and tactfully deploy resources. Because if you buy the asset, if you hire the drivers, if you fuel the car, if you maintain the vehicle, you do your scheduling system, it takes a whole lot of resources. So.
Right, and I'm wondering, are you engaging government at any level to introduce what you have to offer, and any response from them? What has it been so far?
We obviously had a series of deliberation with Federal Ministry of Transportation, private transport agencies, even state government transport agencies, and the reaction is positive. Our technology will be seen on Kano Metropolitan Bus System. In Abuja, we've already started giving free rides. Every evening you go to central area, we move people just to get them acquainted with our technology.
Interesting. Earlier, you cited the example of Transport for London, TfL. I need you to speak more on that. Take us through how we can adapt to such a system, and by bringing in someone said by bringing in that kind of method. Someone says when we take ideas from abroad, we copy, but we don't paste rightly. Talk us through how we can copy that and then rightly paste it.
Like you said, we have to adapt our transit system to face the current market reality. Subsidy removal obviously has created the demand, which is what we have been lacking in the public transit sector. So now that you have the demand, what you need is to have a great supply, great operators that can work on great transit, have technology, make sure you have good regulators, which is where the government can come in, regulate this industry and make sure that you have great companies that can run it and scale it, have great scheduling system, and Nigerians would reap the benefit.
So, I mean, as an expert in tech, mobility and logistics, what exactly has been your contribution so far? Those buses we saw moments ago, are those some of the buses that you have been...
They are part of our fleet.
Right.
Yeah. So, like I said, we've been, helping people get acquainted with tapping to pay, some very advanced ways of doing things, the passenger count. Every day we know how many people actually came into the bus. We have the cloud video monitoring system. All these things are what makes a public transit system.
So far, what are you finding out in terms of data, in terms of how many Nigerians use these services?
They love it.
Whether in Lagos or Abuja, for example.
They love it. Like I said, the demand is there. They love it, and they want to see it, being replicated. Like they want to see more buses. In fact, actually, we are over. So
it's limited to just buses.
No, we have.
What about the rail system and?
Of course, you can use the tap to pay system or rail system. The ride share business is also
yet again. Yet again, are you only on major roads? How can we adapt such a system to inner roads?
That's last mile connectivity works better with ride share. The Naraxi app helps you with ride share, but people that use the bus are just average Nigerians. You don't want them to have a mobile app. You just want them, they know our bus stop, they have the card, they can tap, and they can have the ride. Yes.
Kingsley is a CEO, co-founder of Naraxi. Thank you so much for joining us, and keep doing what you do and contributing.
Thank you very much for coming.